Hi there. With a view to making single covers, I thought we'd have a go at making God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols. So let's get on with that. Right. 7-inch single, so I've opened up a new document. I've set my width and height to 7 inches and done create. File, place embedded. I found the picture they used on that cover. I'm just zooming in and zooming out, Control plus and minus. I want to scale this up bigger, so I'm going to hold down Alt so it scales from the center. It needs to move down a bit to there. I'm just having a look at this. You can just about see the bottom of a necklace, and you can just about see the top of a crown. So it needs to be maybe a little bit smaller. So I'm holding down Alt to scale it from the center again. And I think somewhere about there is probably right. Now the other thing I noticed is this image is the other way around. So I need to flip it. So I'm going to go image rotation, flip canvas horizontally, which gets us the right way around. Let's open that so we've got it by the side. That's just a separate document, so I can use this for a bit of reference. Let's make a new layer and drag it to the bottom. New layer, and I'm just going to fill it with this kind of color of purple. So I'm just going to get my eyedropper tool and just move it around until I get that kind of color. And once I have it, I can use my paint pot and just fill the background. Ready. Now we need to make this image black and white too, don't we? It's already a smart object, that, interestingly. Let's do image adjustments, black and white, and just make it just messing with the red slider. It looks a bit like a bad photocopy image, doesn't it? That's probably not so far off. It's got similar lightness, so we'll do that to it, and then we shall also it's got this kind of half-tone dotted pattern, which is, I suppose, like an enlarged newsprint. Now there is a half-tone filter in here, so we'll go to filter gallery. This will pop up, and I already found it because I was messing with this earlier. But it's in you've got all these different tabs. If you open sketch and then choose half-tone, we've got the option to adjust the size of the dots so they can go bigger or smaller, and the contrast, so we can make it sort of like darker and lighter. That's okay. You want it on dots. We've got circles, which is your interocitor effect, and line, which is your kind of old TV effect, but we want dots. And then click OK. So far so good. Now we need to make this ellipse on it. Now I had many thoughts on how to do this, but I'm going to use the ellipse tool, which is found over here, and I'm going to left click and hold and drag out an ellipse about that big. If I hold the space bar down, then I can move this around. Now when I get it about centered, well, exactly centered, you'll see I get a pink vertical line happening, which is a guide. It's close enough. Now you see the whole thing is purple at the moment with a black border. To cut this out, we're going to use a clipping mask. Now to do a clipping mask, we need to drag our ellipse layer underneath the Queen picture so we can't see it. Then we select the Queen layer, right click and choose create clipping mask, which kind of cuts out the hole and shows our black border again. Now this has got a black line around it and we want a white line. So if we select our ellipse, I believe we can move it around a bit. Yeah, so we can drag it around a bit and do like a spotlight effect so we can get our position exactly where we want it. But I want a white line. So to change the white line on the outside, I want to change the stroke to white. And it's 10 pixels. I want to make it a little bit wider. What's that? 21, 12.8. That's not too bad. Okay. Let's just select everything so we can see how we're looking. Fairly good shape there. Next, it's got this kind of torn pattern on here, isn't it? How are we going to do that? I wonder if we can put a layer mask on the Queen. So let's try that. No, it's white, so if we do black, let's just check this works. Let's make a brush. Yeah, so we're able to erase parts of the image using a mask. Now, from the previous project, we made the torn paper thing. So let's use some pieces of this. So I'm going to drag the layer up to our Queen picture and drag it down. Transform, Control T. And I'm going to rotate this around, position it about where we want it, something like that. Right there. Click OK. Now I'm going to turn that into a selection, so I'm going to use the object selection tool and just draw around that, and it's done a good selection of that already. Then I can hide that layer as long as we've got the selection. Click on my mask, and then using the paint pot tool, infill in black in there, and we've got that kind of torn effect there. Can we move our selection down? No, that's moving the mask. Let's turn that piece of paper on again. Let's put it, because there's a piece of that over her mouth. I'm doing it wrong still. I'm moving the mask, not the paper. I want the piece of paper, and I want to move the piece of paper down. It's not. It's supposed to have left the thing around. I'm going to flip it around so it doesn't look like we've used the same piece of paper twice. That's probably good. We've got our selection made still. So if we click on our mask and paint pot tool black again, and then we can turn our ripped paper off, Control D to deselect, and we've got our torn pieces of paper on. Now these have got kind of hard edges, and I want it to really have like a torn looking edge. So I'm just going to use a paintbrush with a hard edge selected, drawing on my mask in white, and I can just erase some little bits of that so it looks like it's like what we needed. Brilliant. We'll leave it there and we'll do the text another time. Thank you for watching.